Okay, great. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. So I had sent out that reference or training guide for Zoom. What I'm going to do this morning, just because of the time frame, I'm not going to spend all day with you all on Zoom, and I'm not going to walk through each sentence and paragraph of that guide. That's just more of a reference to hold on to for future use. I am going to go through each of the different sections. So creating a meeting, doing the registration, all of those things. I'm going to use the example of setting up for Real Talk to demonstrate that. So hopefully I'm going to be able to share my screen and you'll see all the different things I'm doing. And you can take notes or ask questions as I go along. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let me start sharing my screen.
So as the host, are you the only one that's allowed to share a screen because you're the host?
No, you can share your screen as well. I think as the host, I can give you permission to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me just get to the right screen. Okay. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create the meeting. And so hopefully you all are comfortable with logging into Zoom, all of that stuff, getting Zoom on your desktop. I'm sure most of you have either, all of you participated in meetings, but you probably also have already created Zoom meetings. So I'm not going to go over that part. But if you have any questions on how to get to this point, let me know. But basically, I just logged into Zoom. I went to my meetings tab on this left-hand side, and this shows all the meetings that I have in this account. Right now, I'm in the Urban League account, so you're going to see a lot of different events. So to schedule this meeting, you could either do this button here or go to the top. I'm just going to select this, right? So as again, I'm going to use the Real Talk as example. So I'm going to start off with the topic. So use a copy that's already there, right? This is the title that folks will see when they get the registration, all of that. So I'm just making it as descriptive as I can. You have the option of putting in a description if you'd like. In this case, oops.
Does the description show up in the invitation?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, something, basic. I can always change it. You can always edit this later. In this case, this is not a recurring meeting. It's just a single time meeting. But if it was, I would have selected this button here, and it would give me the option of doing daily, weekly, etc. Since it's a single event, I'm only going to put the date where the event's going to fall. It's next Friday, the 29th. I'm putting a rough start time of 1 p.m. With our particular profile of Zoom, we are able to start at any point. So even if I started the meeting at 12:45 when we have the panelists join in, just having 1 p.m. just gives Zoom a general idea of when the start of the meeting will be. I also put a general estimate about the duration. So Real Talk is about an hour 15. I just do 2 hours just to cover the preparation and the ending close, just there's more than enough time. Our account is unlimited time. Your personal Zoom accounts might be limited 40 minutes. Just keep that in mind. Our account also has the option for registration. Your personal account may not. So if you want a registration form, you may need to use the Urban Leagues account, and you'll have to ask Linda for the login. She can share that. But in this case, I'm going to do a registration. So I'm selecting as required. For the meeting ID, I'm having it generate an automatic ID. I'm not going to use the personal meeting ID because that's for, that's like more if I say Nick and I wanted to have a meeting, I'm going to use the personal ID just to connect with Nick. I'm not going to do this for a public event. So we'll generate a specific event ID for this meeting. I'm also going to require a password. this is the default that we have here, but I like to change it. And this is just a preference. You can do whatever you'd like. I just use the date. And I use it as a number because if someone is trying to join via the phone line, it's easier to actually punch in the phone number than trying to figure out letters and number combinations. So I just try to keep it a serial number. Again, that's just my personal preference. You can do whatever works for you. For video, host should be on. I usually leave the participant off. This is so that I can control who has video access and doesn't. You can decide whichever works for your meeting. But for me, this is how I usually set up Real Talk.
So if the participant is on, that allows them to be on with video?
Yeah, they'll come on immediately with video and be able to control their own video controls, which unfortunately sometimes in Real Talk, it's still giving them permission to do that. But
yeah,
from what I understand, having it off is supposed to give me control to control their video access. So that's what I do.
So if you leave it in off, as the host, you can control when you put them on video or not?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
And the audio I leave as both because some people join via their computer and some people are just calling it. So in terms of meeting options, I usually unclick enable join before host. Again, this is more just a preference. If you click that, that allows people to jump in like how you guys were on before I started, but you were in the waiting room. This again, just a personal preference. It just helps you gain more control over your meeting. I'd like to mute participants upon entry. So they're already coming into the event muted. And I enable the waiting room so they're off waiting to be let into the event.
How do you know somebody's in the waiting room? What tells you that somebody's there?
You will see on your screen, if you click on participants, it'll show you two sections. One of folks who are in the waiting room and then folks who are in the meeting. So if folks come in, there'll be literally a section that says these, Rachel Hudson, Nick Yeager are in the waiting room, and you can let them in from the waiting room.
And where is that symbol? Where's the participant symbol at?
On the bottom of your screen.
Oh, at the bottom, okay.
It should be on your toolbar, a little, looks like two people icon that says participants.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then the last two here, only authenticated users can join. Again, that's just more for security. I don't usually do that because we haven't had, invasion of too many folks into our Zoom events. But if for some reason we need to add more security, we can select that. And then you could do record the meeting automatically. This will mean that as soon as the meeting starts, the recording will start. You can always pause the recording, and then restart the recording at any time, which is what I usually do for Real Talk. And then you can have it saved either on your local computer. So that means a file will be saved on your downloads or desktop file, or you can have it saved in the cloud, which means it's saved in Zoom, and you can go into Zoom and find the recording, get a link, all of that. Again, this is based on preference. I prefer to do in the cloud because it just has more functionality that way. And so that's what I would recommend.
So where is the toolbar to stop the video and then start it again?
So if you click on participants, you guys can't see my screen, my Zoom screen. So I'll try to how I can describe this. If you click on the participants icon, the menu will pop up or a box will pop up, and you'll see, like right now I can see Urban League Twin Cities, Ray Richardson, Nick, Rachel Hudson. There's a microphone next to each of your name, and there's a little camera icon next to each of your names. If I click on the camera icon, it will give me the video control options. Mm-hmm. If I click on the microphone icon, it'll give me the sound or audio control options for each participant. And that's where I will control those settings.
So if you wanted to stop the recording, where would you do that at and then start it again?
If I wanted to stop the recording, at the bottom toolbar, there is a button that, for me, it had record at the beginning, but if you go to more, so there's 3 dots on the right-hand side and says pause recording, start recording.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's where you do that. Okay. Great questions. Any other questions? No?
So right now we can't see that because you,
Yeah, you guys can't see my Zoom controls, right? No, right.
No, but I see that toolbar at the bottom where it says record and share screen and reactions and.
Right. So you will see that if you're the host or anytime you're in Zoom, someone else will not see your Zoom controls, but those are where you would find those pieces. And all of that is described in the guide as well.
Okay.
So I've done everything so far, the meeting options, etc. You could put alternative hosts, so I could put like Ray, your email address here if I wanted you to be automatically a co-host for the event. I can always do that during the event itself, so I usually leave this part blank and hit save. So now the event or meeting has been
Brandon?
created.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, can you hear me, Linda?
Yep.
Hi, Linda.
I was just gonna say on that alternative host, don't they have to be on the paid account? So do we need to add everybody that we're?
No. If you put their email address in there, they will, when they get the invite link or whatever, they'll have co-host controls.
Oh, okay.
Or in the meeting itself, you can add them as a co-host, and I can hopefully show that later too.
Oh, okay.
Good question. So this right now is the meeting Real Talk has been created. It has the topic, the time, the meeting ID that was generated, the password that was generated, the registration link. So you can use this link if you copy and paste that and put it into any communications. You can also just hit copy invitation. That opens up this. You can put this information into an email, et cetera, et cetera. Again, it's up to you how you want to send the invite. If you downloaded the Outlook plugin, you can also do it that way. But I'm not using that right now, but that's another option for sending the invitation. And all the different features that we created are here. If I ever want to change those, I just go to edit this meeting and update time, settings, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
So when you copy and paste the invite, the link is in that invite, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right in there.
Okay.
So that's the first part done. Meeting's created, it's good to go. Now, the next part is the registration. So we required someone to register for our event. Now we have to create the registration form or page. At the bottom of this page is the registration details. Here you'll see several things. You'll see how many registrants have registered once the registration goes out. So this is where I can usually tell, we've had 100 registrants, we have 50 registrants, et cetera, even before we pull a report, and we'll talk about reporting later. You'll see here just some features of the email itself. You can edit those, but I'll show you that in a second. So, and you could open this and see more details about the registrants if you wanted to. Okay. Linda, I usually have you as a default person for Real Talk, so the emails go to you, but you can change that if you want to.
Okay. Hold on just one second. Who is it?
Branding.
Scared her off.
So branding, this is where I put the logo. So if I wanted to put the Urban League Twin Cities logo on my registration page, I go to logo, I do upload, I put the logo in here. Okay, and that way it will show up on the registration page.
Charisma. She's here.
I'm going to continue. Hopefully Linda will join us.
Can I ask you a quick question first?
Sure.
You talk about the logo, put it on your banners for that. Is there a way to get a big logo and have it as a backdrop? Like
for the meetings themselves?
For anybody, like I'm talking here, I'm in front of the Simpsons. Do we have one set up for the Urban League logo on the back?
We do not.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if someone would like to design and create that, but yeah, we don't currently have that. Mm-mm.
Are you able to show what that looks like, Brandon, when you upload the image to the registration page?
Yeah, I can do it right now. So, and you'll see all the different things I have up here. Say if I just wanted to do this circle, it'll just be that. And now in the registration page, you'll see the Urban League logo.
So is this what somebody would see when they register for the event?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna skip poll because we don't use that right now. So again, if it's a feature that you guys want to do later on, great, but I'm gonna skip it for now. Live streaming is it just shows you where you're able to live stream to. For us, we use Facebook, and I'll show that part once we do the actual running through a meeting section, but hold on to that for now. So going back to registration. Under registration options, there's the edit button. If you click edit, that opens up this window, okay? Approval, the preference has been to just automatically approve, just because, I mean, I don't know about you, Linda, but I don't want to have to get an email every single time and tell somebody, hey, great, you're let in. So I just automatically approve them. You could do a notification email if you wanted to. So you would get an email every time someone registers. Again, that's your preference. The other options here are close registration after event date, which I would recommend. This way people aren't registering for last week's Real Talk today. And then this is, again, just a preference to show the social share buttons on the registration page. What this means is on the registration form, they'll see like share to Facebook, share to Instagram, whatever. You can do that. It just encourages other people to share on their own personal pages this event. Questions are where you select what questions you want to be on the registration page based on the default options here. So in Zoom, last name is a default. You could put address, city, et cetera, et cetera. You could have them put their phone number and then make that a required field. Organization, job title, et cetera, et cetera. You could do a general question and comments box as well. I usually use custom questions because for our Real Talk, for example, there's specific questions that we're looking for. So I select the custom questions tab. I do new question. I can say if I want it to be a short answer or a single answer. Short answer just means that they can write a lot more than just yes or no. And whether I want to make it required. So in this case, the first question we normally ask is, how did they hear about the event? I think it was.
So if you check single answer, does that mean yes or no?
Yeah, just like, it's literally just these three, the options that you put in. Yeah. So for example, they would say, well, I got an email, or someone, at Cub told me, whatever, they just say their answer here. The other question we normally ask them is, do you have a question for the panelists? Right? I'm gonna unclick that because if they don't have a question, I don't have to put something in there. So I'm not gonna make it not required. And if my Real Talk colleagues can help me remember what the other questions are, I'll put those in there now. But if not, I think those are the only two we asked. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh no, we asked affiliation. The other one was what they're, right? What's your affiliation?
So when we did the virtual job fair, you added in there, do you want to connect with a job counselor? Was that one of the questions you put
Correct,
in there?
correct.
Okay.
All of those questions were custom questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So now you'll see these are the questions that will appear on the registration page. Okay, and I just hit save. If you want to see what the registration page looks like, go back up to the top where it says registration link, click on the link, and it'll show you the registration page. So in this case, it's my name because I'm the one on this account, but that's where the people will enter their name, their email address, etc. That's important because you need to be able to send the Zoom information, the questions that we added. And you can see the ones that are required because they have the red asterisks next to them, and the ones that are not required. Okay? And then this is the logo that I added. You can change that, edit that, whatever you want, but it's just to be an idea. These
So
are the
you could
social.
also put a picture with that too, right? For the imaging.
Sure, if you want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Any picture file that you have, you can upload it.
Would you ever put the flyer? Right?
I wouldn't recommend putting the flyer here only because the sizing might be a little weird, but you can try that. You can try it. I've only put either the Urban League logo or the Urban League Twin Cities logo. I'll put the name.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's it. And then you can see like, oh, I meant to add something else. I can go back and edit, or, I want to change, some of the content here, et cetera, et cetera. When the person fills out this page and hit register, then they get the next page that provides them with the confirmation and the Zoom information. And it should also send them the email with their Zoom information. Okay? Any questions on registration? No? Okay. And like I said, anytime you can always go back to it, edit it if you need to. Again, see how many people are registered, all of that. So I'm actually just gonna register just because I wanna show you a registration report. So give me 1 second. Just to give you an idea. I can add this to my calendar. I have the registration link, all of that stuff. Okay. I should also get an email with this information.
Brandon, do you not have a password on these, or do you have a password and it just shows up in a link, or?
Yeah, so the password, so if they register via, let's see here. If they register via the Zoom form, this registration is unique to them and includes the password. If they are looking to register, like they just, let's see here. Yeah, you see here, if someone sends this to them, you see the password information right there. Right, so if they click on the link that they receive from the registration, it'll send them directly to it. If not, they'll have to enter the password.
Excellent, thank
That's
you.
a security feature that Zoom has, so the registration already incorporates the password. If they click on the link. If they're entering the meeting ID separately, they'll have to do the ID and the password. Okay. So let me go back to the meeting. All right, so again, the meeting details are up here. The registration link is here. You can copy the invitation and either include the link or put these details in a separate email. You change the registration. You create and change and edit the registration form here and here. And if I refresh, you should see, yeah, I'm one registrant. Okay? And I can see who that is here. Okay. So now I'm going to go to reporting, right? So we've had the event, 5,000 people are registered. Yay, congratulations, Urban League. We need to find out all of that information. So I'm going to go to account management. reports. So on the left-hand side, account management, reports. So I have to move you guys around because you're in you're covering my screen. Under the reports, you see all the different types. Meeting will take you to the meeting report. Here you can select the date. So for this event, since it's the 29th, I'm just gonna change the date to the 29th. Hit search. You'll see the first one listed here is the Real Talk on May 29th. On the right-hand side, there's generate. It gives me these options. We don't do it a registration approval, so this doesn't matter to us. So I can just select all registrants. And that one was quick because there's only one person, but usually it takes a few minutes or a few seconds to download. It'll show you processing. Once it's ready, you just hit download. Open the Excel. Oop, there you go. And you can see that's the registration report.
Call from
Okay, so let me walk through that again.
Hello?
So to find the meeting report, the registration report, I'm going to go to account management, then to reports. Let me go back to this page. Then scroll down to meeting. Make sure I put the date that is relevant. So in this case, it was May 29th. And then select generate. That will generate the report. I'll click download. That downloads as an Excel file. Then now that's your registration report. Any questions on that?
What did you click a few steps ago to find out who's already registered?
So that's in the meeting itself. So if I go back to meetings, click on the Real Talk meeting. At the bottom of the screen of that page, registration, number of registrants will be here.
But you clicked something that showed who the person was.
Yep, if I hit view, it'll pop up who it was.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And
So
where's the view? I don't see the view on my screen.
It should be on the right-hand side of the.
Oh, okay. Our pictures are blocking that, I think.
Oh, you guys can see your pictures. Oh. Here?
Yes.
Oh, so you guys see on your screen, you see me and your photos.
Yeah, I see it's like a column of us
Okay.
on the far right side. So whatever's on the right side, we can't see because of the pictures.
Got it.
So that's where you're going to get that. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Where was I? Okay, so any questions about the registration report? No? Okay. I'm trying to think where to put you guys so that you can see.
Oh, it's okay, Brandon. We okay. I think I am.
Recordings is the next thing. So on the left-hand side in the toolbar, just hit recordings. It'll show you all of the recordings that we have in the account right now. So because there's limited space, I think it's 1 gigabyte or something like that, we can't keep all of them forever. It will tell us you don't have any space to keep the recording. So like Linda this morning, I deleted the last week's Real Talk because we already have it on our webpage, so that I can record this event, this training meeting. But you'll see here, like the Zoom training is in progress. That's better. Is in progress. This is the job fair recording. and then there's a personal meeting recording here. If you want to get the recording, you can just download the file, right? Or actually, let me not do this one because it's a little complicated. Click on the event, and you'll see here, this is the actual recording. If you hit play, another screen will pop up and the recording will actually play. Or you can do the copy shareable link. That will create a link that then you can put in an email or Facebook or wherever. I don't know. And then Linda and folks, you can tell me if you want me to go through all of this detail or not. I could also show you how I put the recording on the web page, but that's going to take a little while. Or I can just send instructions how to do that at a later time. But
Is this also the process you would use to post it on Facebook?
Yeah, I can do that.
But
So,
is this the same process?
Similar, yeah. So for example, let's say if I'm going to post the job fair, I'm going to copy the shareable link. Okay, so now it shows me it's copied to clipboard. Linda, I'm sorry, I'm going to log into your Facebook page. Do you mind?
Okay, no.
Okay. It opens up on Facebook. Let me go to the Urban League Twin Cities page. Okay. So now I'm on my page, or in this case, the Urban League Twin Cities page. I'm literally just gonna say, watch the Real Talk. Sorry, no, the job fair video here, and I'm just gonna paste the link. It brings up a preview to the recording.
There's settings down there. Can you change that picture?
Probably.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. But so normally what happens is, like, once I actually do the YouTube posting, I put the YouTube link and it comes up with the video itself. Because I'm using the Zoom link, it's just going to show the Zoom page. But yeah, that's literally it. Just copy the link and paste it into your Facebook post.
And then you can delete that link, right? Text?
Yeah, the text won't show up at all. It'll just, I don't want to post it because, yeah, I don't want to actually post it to the page. But yeah, once you post it, that all of this will disappear. It'll just be a highlight, a link that shows up. So I will send instructions on uploading the video to YouTube later on. But you can see, like, for example, here's the Real Talk one. Here. This is when it was live. So you see all the folks. Yeah. Is that helpful? Does that answer the question?
So is this the YouTube version that we're looking at of Real Talk?
This is the YouTube version, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Again, that's a little more involved, and so I don't want to deviate too much from Zoom because that's more of how do we use YouTube. So I'll send that as a separate. It's a really step-by-step process, but I'll send that as a separate instruction piece. I won't do that today. But in any event, to get the recording, you're gonna go to your recordings menu. It'll pull up the list of the recordings that you have. Again, the important piece to remember here is the only way that this will show up is if you choose record to the cloud when you're setting up the meeting. If you say record to your location or whatever, I can't remember the other option is, it's just going to go onto your computer as a file. It's not going to show up in the Zoom account. So you have to hit record to the cloud. Let me see if I can actually. trying to think, how can I show you guys the actual meeting itself without? Give me one second. I'm gonna come off video for just a second. Hold on. It's kind of hard to see. Can you all see that screen? Kind of,
Oh,
right? Let me see.
kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I'm showing you my second monitor, so that's kind of why. I want to walk through like what I'm seeing as I'm doing a event. So you guys can see, if I move, let's see here. Sorry, bear with me for a second. Can you all see this, kind of the control bar?
Yes.
So this is what I was saying about, these are the controls that you'll have. What is a way to make this bigger? Let's see.
If you unshared your screen for a second, your window will get bigger.
Say that again, Nick.
If you unshare your screen for a minute, we'll be able to see your picture better.
Got it. Ah, thank you. Yep. So this is what I'm seeing. You guys can see kind of, this is what I see on my screen. Not sure if that's helpful, but let's see here. Let me just, I should have, I should have done this on my phone because that way I can just show you a clip better. So Ray, when you were talking about the participants, kind of see it there. Do you see that list?
Yes.
All right. So all of those are the controls related to the participants. There's a microphone and a camera icon next to each name.
Yes.
Okay. Those are where you control their video settings. At the bottom of my screen, there is all of the in-video controls. Again, this is not the greatest. I'm gonna go back to the share screen mode. Hold on a second. Yeah, I wish I could make it a little bit bigger, but that's probably the best way. So mute is here, stop video is here, participants. If I clicked on that, it brings up all the participants who are in this call currently. If, for example, if I wanted to unmute Vacho, I could ask to unmute Vacho. He can respond yes or no. If I wanted to stop Vacho's video, I could do that. And you'll so Vacho, you're gonna disappear in a second. Hold on. Vacho's gone, right? If I want to bring him back, I'll just ask to start video. And you should see him come back shortly.
When you do a stop video, does the person still have audio? Can they still hear?
Yeah, they can still hear.
Okay.
Yeah. Throughout the event, they'll always be able to hear you. They just won't either be able to speak or be seen. So the microphone controls their ability to speak, and the video controls their video to be shown.
Okay.
And see Vacho's back. right? If I wanted to do chat, I'll go to more and hit chat. The chat box will pop up. So I'm doing it backwards. So you see everyone got that chat. It says everyone. If I want to just send a message just to Nick, again, I'm doing this backwards, so bear with me. Nick will get that message, but you all did not see that message, correct?
I saw it.
Right, but Nick did. And I can tell it only went to Nick because it says privately. Okay. And that's how, and during the events, while we're communicating with the host or with other colleagues or with the public. So for example, if I'm sending a message to like last week's Real Talk, please make sure you're muted and everyone stays off video. I put that message out to everyone. When I was frantically trying to get Stephen back on video, I was frantically messaging him privately. Stephen, please turn on your video, video, please, video. Ray, we were doing the same thing privately in chat.
Yes.
Okay. And no one else saw that because it was a private message.
So anybody who listens to the Real Talk or the job fair, they don't have video. We don't let them open up their video.
Yeah, for some reason, and maybe you all will figure this out, which I hope. I have yet to be able to figure out. I thought that when you put in the control that it's only the host, and if I as the host only allow your video, that means no one else should be able to be on video at all. But for some reason, when folks are logging in initially, they can join with. So I don't know the answer to that. But the idea is that they're off video.
So does that go back to the when you set up the meeting and you have the participants' video off?
Yeah.
That means they should be off.
Correct.
They should not be able to show their video. They should not be able to open up their video.
They shouldn't be. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So depending on the kind of event, sometimes it's like more of a forum or discussion, then maybe a video is appropriate then,
right,
compared to a Real Talk where it's a town hall and just like.
Right. And like I said, like I was just showing just now, if I wanted to allow anyone for video, I can, or stop them, I can stop them, or I can put them back on video at any point. So as long as they accept.
And Brandon, there's some control that allows you to hide your square or whatever it is, because we use that. When did we use that? Just recently. Oh, when Stephen was doing the Give at Home video, and we didn't want our blocks to show up.
Right.
Where is that at? Because we did it, but I don't remember where that was. Where that button was at.
So for me, if I wanted to stop my video.
Stop your whole, not even just stop the video, because when you stop the video, you still get the black square.
Well, you all don't see my screen anymore, correct?
No.
Right? So yeah, I'm not appearing at all. So my square is gone and everything.
Where did you do that?
So I'm gonna go back. So here where it says stop video, that's what I selected. I hit stop video on my end, then I disappear.
So what's that? Oh, that's me. Who's that Urban League Twin Cities logo?
That one's you. So because Linda, both of you and I are on the Urban League login right now, you're gonna see two Urban League Twin Cities.
Okay.
So the one that says host is me, co-host is you. So on the screen here, sorry. Let me start my video again. Up here, it's hard to see. But where it says the first two lines, Urban League Twin Cities host, that's me. Urban League Twin Cities co-host, that's you. Does that make sense?
Not really, but
And that's only unique to us, Linda, because we both are
Right.
using the Urban League account. At some point, it'll just be just one person.
okay.
Well, actually, no, I take that back. It'll be whoever's leading the meeting. So if it's not you, whoever's hosting the Real Talk or Job Fair or whatever, they'll also be an Urban League Twin Cities person. And like right now, Linda, if I stopped you on video,
Mhm.
you're going to disappear in a second,
Okay.
right? So you can still hear us, but you're gone off the screen, correct?
Okay, so yeah, but the logo is there. And you're saying that's you?
You see a logo?
Yeah. So when
Do you
you
all
stop
see a logo?
video,
Rachel, Ray, Nick? I don't see a logo on my side.
No, it's for Miss Linda's side.
Okay. So yeah, Linda, you're the only one seeing that.
oh, okay.
So public facing it won't be. And then now I'm about to ask to start your video again. So you should
Mhm.
see a notice or pop up that's asks you to
Oh,
accept.
okay. Gotcha. Okay. There we go.
And then now you should be
Did
back
you ask if
on
I
the
saw a
screen.
logo when she was gone?
Yeah.
I did see a logo when you were gone.
Oh, you did see the logo?
Yeah, the Urban League logo on your square when you were gone.
But
Oh, okay, but
was she on your screen?
Yeah, bottom square had her logo where her face was.
Yeah,
Got it,
whenever
but
she
she
was
wasn't-
speaking.
Right.
She wasn't there. No, she was gone, but the logo was there.
Right. But her, trying to how to explain this. On the side of the host, like on my side, so the screen that you guys are seeing, I didn't see that. So the public facing video will not show that. Does that make sense?
yeah, I got that.
Yeah. I think that's everything. So unless there's any other questions or any other things to redo or recover, I think that's the bulk of it.
Yeah, my biggest question would just be how to connect it or get it to stream live on Facebook at the same time it's going on.
Oh, okay, great. So let's do that. So say I wanted to stream this on Facebook. Can you guys still see the bar on the screen? The black bar? Kind of?
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Oh, at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can, I'm gonna close this. Sorry, I can't make this bigger. At least I haven't figured out how to do yet. On the left, on the far right side, there's a more option with a bunch of buttons, 3 buttons. This is what you should see on your screens as well, your own personal view. You'll see it says live on Facebook as one of the options in that menu. If I click on that, it sends me to this screen, which you guys are seeing right now.
Brandon, is that in the toolbar where you had the more options?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You don't have more at the far right-hand corner?
No, I do not. I don't see that. The last thing I see is reactions.
It may be because we're not hosts.
Oh. Oh.
You have to be a host to see that?
Yeah, maybe just the host then. But I
Okay.
see, so, yeah, let me go back to the other way. Hold on one second.
That's a different menu though that you're talking about, I think, Brandon.
Let me go back. Again, I will try this again. I'm improvising here, guys, so bear with me there. So on the toolbar, on the right-hand side, there should be, if you're the host, you should see more option with 3 dots. In the menu that pops up, and I know you can't really see it, there's a live on Facebook option. You just click on that option. It'll bring you to this screen, which gives you steps for, do you want to go live on Facebook? Choose where you want to post your video. You just select, put it on a page, your friend's timeline, etc. I do share on a page. that you manage. This is where, and Linda, this is the question I have for you.
Mhm.
I usually use the Urban League Twin Cities page
Yeah,
only because
it works now. It didn't work for me before, but it works now.
yeah,
So I
yeah. So you can decide whoever, which one, but I just picked that one. And then you just hit next. It goes to this Zoom live portal. It takes a second. This is just some pop-up that I get rid of all the time. Then on this side of the screen, you'll put like the name of the post. So this is Real Talk, whatever here. You can add a title, all of that here. I don't know if you guys can see that here. Again, once you actually do this, it'll be much more clear. So the video quality right now is horrible, but when you're actually doing it, you'll see it very clear on your screen. At the very bottom of that is the option to go live right here. When you click that button, you will then be live on Facebook. Okay.
And you do this at the beginning of each show?
Yeah, so usually what I do is I make sure that we are recorded and the presentation is going before I hit live on Facebook, only because I want to make sure that people who are in the event live on Zoom are actually like everything is working there. And then once all of that calms down, then I hit the live on Facebook process, because as you see, it takes a couple of steps. But that's, again, my personal preference. You could do it at the very beginning, however you want to. But the option to do that is in the control panel at the bottom of the screen that you'll see as a host. You hit more, it'll give you a bunch of options for live streaming, and then you go from there.
So when
and
you
I
do
can
that,
include that.
You really only missing about a minute when you do it that way, right? After you start the Zoom, then you go to Facebook Live and set that up.
Yeah, you can't Facebook Live until you started the event.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Is it similar for IG, Instagram as well? Instagram Live?
Probably. I have not used that yet, but I would assume it's similar. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look up some stuff.
Yeah. But I don't know that we have a big Instagram presence, so I think for our sake, probably Facebook would be the best option and best reach. Yeah. All right. I will turn off the video for a second. Back on the screen.
Brandon, is there any way, I know you got a lot going on, but is there any way for us to like do a few trial runs to practice it hands-on, any kind of way?
Yeah, so I would recommend this. I would recommend for you all to, once I put this recording on either, I'll share out I'll share the link to this recording so you guys can see it and review this. I would also recommend reviewing the guide again, just step by step. I will try to add the part about Facebook and the YouTube upload in the guide. So I'll do that today. And then for the next Real Talk, for example, I'm going to be in the office because that's on the 29th. Just coincides with my last day. So I'm going to be in the office because I need to return my stuff. And so I recommend that there be someone, so either Rachel with me to see what I'm doing live. So you literally just be in the office with me as I'm doing the event. That way you're prepared for future Real Talks as well as the job fair on the 2nd and any other events. Does that make sense? Because basically the only way to practice is really just to do it on your own, create an event,
Right. Okay.
You test it out and see how it works for you.
So can me and Rachel come do that to watch you?
Sure, as long as you guys have your masks on. Yeah.
Okay.
No problem. Hey, I'm just trying to protect people, right? So I'll have my mask on and yeah. So
I hear you.
all right.
Yeah, let me know when that is.
Yeah, so
calendar invites. Or something like
that will be Friday the 29th. So by like 12:30, I'll be in the office to get Real Talk started. I think, like I said, I think that's the bulk of it for today. So hopefully this was helpful.
Right, this is helpful.
Very helpful.
And I'm going to end the recording. So I'll stop it.